Hello, I'm Harold Jones, Dean of the School of Health Professions at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Thanks for joining us for another discussion in our continuing monthly series where we interview experts in our school. These experts are leaders helping to shape the future of healthcare through tailoring innovative solutions to real-world problems. It hasn't been too long since we finished the Thanksgiving weekend, and now we're already in full swing for the holiday season. This holiday season can last a full month for some people, and it's during this time that we all have the potential to gain weight, which puts an impact on our health. Joining me today is Lindsay Lee, a clinical dietitian for the Eat Right by UAB program, a program that is housed in our school, to give us tips on not overindulging during this time and the consequences if we do. Lindsay, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
With the holiday season upon us, many people become concerned about the fact that they may gain weight during the season. Is that something we need to worry about? And really, how big of a problem is it?
The holiday season is a time where people gain weight. Typically, Americans gain anywhere between 1 and 5 pounds during the holiday season. Now, keep in mind that the holiday season is anywhere from Thanksgiving to the New Year, so that's about a 6-week time period. Also, studies have shown that obese and overweight individuals tend to gain more weight during the holiday season, so it is something to keep a check on.
It seems like for me and for a lot of other people, you gain 5 pounds just at the Christmas meal. Is there a difference in how much weight some groups of people gain than others?
Well, typically Americans that are of normal weight gain 1 pound. That's what studies have shown. Overweight and obese people typically gain closer to 3 to 5 pounds. And so there's several different reasons. It could be that these individuals overindulge, their portion control might change, they may have a celebration mentality where they give themselves the option to have these foods when in other times of the year they don't.
You mentioned that people gain weight during the holidays, anywhere from 1 to 5 pounds. Do most people take that off quickly in January and February, or do they tend to keep it on?
Actually, this is something that adds up over time. So if you gain a pound each year, that does become a concern.
Most people are not going to deny themselves over the holiday season. Let's just get real about that. So what are some ways that people can go about at least limiting the damage that occurs to them in terms of weight gain during the holiday period?
There are several strategies that you can work on during the holidays. Two that I would recommend. First is planning, and the second is journaling your meals. The planning piece comes in because, like I said earlier, the 6 weeks of holiday celebrations, there are a lot of calories in those celebrations. You have high-fat casseroles, a lot of baked goods, and it seems to be this potluck type of or buffet style of dinner parties. So my advice here is to watch your portion control, to plan out when you're going to celebrate. So you may choose 1 to 2 parties that you decide that this year you're going to partake in the food celebration, and then the other parties that come up the rest of the holiday season you can celebrate in another way.
You mentioned journaling several times as an important tool that one can use during the holiday season and throughout the year. Why is that so important?
Journaling is really important all throughout the year, but even more important during the holiday season. As I mentioned earlier, you have a lot of potluck, you have a lot of buffet style, and a lot of smaller portions but high-fat foods. So if you journal every bite that you put in your mouth, you're better able to take control of the situation, to account for the calories that you take in, even if they are small portions.
One of the things that I personally struggle the most with is when you have all these foods that are just kind of out at parties. Nuts, candies, cookies, all these kinds of holiday treats. And you just simply graze through the evening, and before it's over, you've really taken in a tremendous number of calories without even noticing it. Is there any strategy that you can use to try to minimize that type of behavior?
Good question. There are several strategies that you can use in this situation. First, before you fix your plate, walk around the entire table, see what's offered. Then go back, pick up your plate, choose the foods that are more traditional for your family at the holiday times, and leave the ones that you can get any time of the year on the table. That will help cut back on some of the calories that you can have another time of the year. Another strategy is to Stay in another room. Typically the food is placed in one room, and so you can mix and mingle in another area of the house and not feel that temptation while you're at the party.
Are there any specific tips that you could give us about how to manage the amount that we eat and the types of food that we eat during those really special occasions, the really big meals that tend to occur during the holidays?
Portion control is going to be your best friend in this situation. Typically, the holiday season offers a lot of great family traditions, foods that have been passed down from generation to generation, and so it is important that you have those foods, but have them in small amounts. These foods will always be offered again, so just remember that you don't have to eat it all at one time. To partake in the celebration, but keep it at a minimum, and remember, journal every bite.
For people who really have had no experience or haven't thought much about portion control, what are some kind of guidelines an individual can use to think about what those portion sizes could be and how much they could really eat in terms of amount at the holiday gathering?
The key is to keep it to one plate. We don't need to go back for seconds. Keep your servings very conservative. So a good rule of thumb, you may look down at your plate, you should see lots of colors, vegetables, add some fruit in there too, and notice if there's any white space on your plate. That will help to make sure that you're keeping to the appropriate serving size.
Okay, let's get real for a second. It's now January the 5th and I've totally blown it. I have just gone over the top in my eating during the holiday period. What are some things that I can do to get back on track and take off that weight gain that I've experienced during that period?
It's really important to get back on track as soon as you can. Like we said, that this pound or 5 pounds can stay on for a long time. And in adults, we see that they usually gain 1 to 2 pounds a year. And a lot of this comes from the holiday eating. So it's really important to get back on track early. You could contact Eat Right at UAB. We are a weight management service that offers several different programs that can be tailored to your individual needs, anywhere from nutrition counseling to nutrition courses taught by a registered dietitian. We talk about topics like meal planning, grocery shopping, dining out, quick and healthy cooking, and any of these can be helpful in getting back on track, losing that pound, and getting started in the new year fresh and healthy.
Lindsay, thanks again for joining us today and for sharing with us some valuable information that all of us can use during the holiday season.
Thank you for having me.
If you have any questions or comments about this topic, please feel free to contact us at uab.edu/shp/contact. And while you're on our website, be sure to learn more about our school. Once again, thank you for joining us today. I'm Harold Jones, Dean of the UAB School of Health Professions, where we are shaping the future of healthcare through tailoring innovative solutions to real-world problems.